Hello. Hello, dear students. Hope all of you are doing very well and all of you are safe at your homes. So, as discussed earlier, I'll be taking your second unit, which is leftover, and third unit, small contents are left. So, that we'll see later. But now we'll start with this topic, that is foundational analytical strategies. Okay, I hope you can see. So, what are different analytical strategies that we actually can see? First thing is, as we even discussed earlier, it is go for segmentation. If you are going to use your data properly in an effective way, which is very productive and which leads you to reach your objective, then you must go with segmentation, right? If you are not going for segmentation, that means you are just going home, that is you lost. You cannot survive in this competition. So let us see what is segmentation, how do you segment, what are different benefits of segmenting, and how do you create and apply different segment bases, right? So if you take an example, like right now we are we are under a crisis of COVID-19, right? So if you see, even I hope your Python sir has already made an app which shows you how to analyze the data regarding COVID, or if you can see any other statistical data available on COVID-19 statistics, you can see that there are different ways. They are not simply saying that throughout the world the COVID cases are 11 lakhs or 12 lakhs or 1 million, nothing like that. They are showing country wise, isn't it? Why are they showing country wise? They just want to specify which country is right now with a high risk of COVID-19, which country is in a safer zone. And if you come to India, okay, Indian government yesterday it has declared 11 states as the those states contribute a lot to the present COVID cases of 3k plus, isn't it? So those 11 states are in red zone. They have already announced some districts which are there, or cities in red zone, right? So they say that these are the areas highly prone to COVID cases, so the people should be cautioned in those areas, right? So if you do not segment like that, what happens? I will say throughout the India the number of cases are 3000. Does it give any insight to us? No. So throughout the India also, I may think that okay, it is not at my home now, I can happily go out and spend, but I may be at risk. The person next to me has that, right? So I may be at risk because my city is in red zone, right? If I do not have that kind of data analysis, it would be very difficult for the country to take its own strategy or decision making. When it has seen that these particular states are high risk, or when it has what do you say, when it has started thinking that why there's a sudden surge in the number of cases, you may think that they started trying to find out the root cause, where actually this particular COVID has started. They could trace out that many of the cases are related to the Delhi Nijamuddin incident, isn't it? So then they started to trace out who are the other members who are already may get exposed to that, because they have a high probability of getting that virus, isn't it? If this kind of analysis or the segmentation does not go, then you simply do not know. You cannot simply trace out the people related to that particular Nijamuddin case or the incident. So those people may be let out freely in the society, which may increase even the spread of the virus, isn't it? Just to avoid that, they want to see how many have attended that, how many of them have traveled to which area, which train, which mode of transport, and whom they have contacted. All the data they are taking, it is just because by doing this kind of segmentation, you will know the origin, you will know the probability of spread of the virus, where actually you can ask them to be in quarantined and you can ask them to be at home, isn't it? So that is how you can break the chain. But what happens if you do not segment? I do not know all this data, so I simply let them go freely in the society, so they can even contaminate other people with the virus, right? So segmentation is the foundation of your data analysis, right? So maybe for a web analytics, you can simply say that you go like, if I take a Facebook, I'm showing an ad campaign of perfume or any cosmetics. So obviously I should segment my data. How many male, how many female? It could be on gender basis. If I'm an MNC company, I could segment on the basis of geography. Okay, which area? East Asia, South America. So which area, which country, which state, which province? Okay, I can as well segment on the basis of the age, right? as well segment on the basis of the age, like which age group are more prone to this coronavirus, right? And where the high risk is there based on their health conditions, isn't it? Based on the shopping behavior, I can segment, frequent purchases, okay, repetitive purchases, one time shoppers, okay, online researchers. I can happily segment. By doing that, I'm just customizing my offer. My website performance is customized exclusive to that particular segment, and there actually I can reap more fruits from that, isn't it? So that's the benefits of segmenting. Next, how do you create and apply the basis? What are different segment basis? That is truly customized. There is no one fast and hard rule that this should be the basis. That depends on the type of the business, okay, that depends on the nature of the purpose of why you wanted to segment. Like as I already referred earlier, mine is a clothing industry or fashion garments, okay. So obviously I segment on the basis of, first is age group, next is their economic status, I mean the income status, gender, and obviously I will take their interest, right? What is their fashion interest, like are they X or Y or Z, I can happily say, or are the millennials, right? Right now you people belong to millennials category. So millennials, what are their interests? I can happily segment on that basis, right? So this strategy says that every web analytics must, being a third party provider, web analytics provider, must segment the data based on the requirement of the company. If you are unable to segment the data, and if you see all the data just like that as a whole number, then you will be like you're going to lose in the game, right? So that is the segmentation importance. Next is focus on customer behavior, not aggregates. This is what I can simply say, like I will take the website, like let us take Geetham website, right? So how many of you have landed on, what is your landing page? Page 1 is my landing page, okay, 1000 visits on page 1, super happy I am, okay. Page 2, 900, oh super. Page 3, 400. So each page I'm taking how many have visited. But if I simply look at the numbers, the number of visitors, it doesn't give me any insight. Then how I can analyze this particular example? Page 1000 members have visited, okay, those 1000 members, only 500 have gone to page 2, so 50% drop to page 2. From page 2 to page 3, what is the percentage? Like I'm taking from the starting 1000 members, isn't it? So from page 3 to page 4, so the depth of the visit I'm here going to measure, right? So what it shares, the insight is these people are really interested in knowing about Geetham University. Maybe they just landed on placements because they have shown some interest, because Geetham is getting good placements. They want to see now the admissions. Next page they will open. From admissions they want to go for inquiries. From inquiries they want to go for which campus. So what is that showing? Your engagement, the visitors engagement to the website, isn't it? So this is more important. If I simply say page 1 placements page, how many visitors are there? 1000 visitors, oh super, placements page is doing very well, doesn't show me anything, because from the placements I am not going to get the admissions, isn't it? So whatever could be the task, okay, is the visitor showing interest in going to other pages also. So never stop simply with the simple page behavior, time on site, time on page. No, it doesn't work out. That is just the number, that is the aggregate. Don't look at averages, okay, just go beyond that. Go and dig the information from page 1 to page 2, page 3, page 4, beyond page 4. How many are going? Maybe a 1%. So those are the real visitors who can be your potential customers. You need to again customize your offer, focus on them, right? So customer behavior is very important. It is not simply number of visitors, number of unique visitors, how much time they are spending. It's not that simple. You need to go beyond that, right? So these are the basic strategies that we must look at. One is segmentation, another one is analyzing the customer behavior, okay. Then we will say something very important, that is everyday clickstream analysis. What do we do? First is we all know search engines, right? Google search, Yahoo is there, Bing is there, they are like that. Like that, every website must have some internal site search also. That is, if I go to Geetham website, I'm searching for something, I just landed on placements, I'm searching for some company information, isn't it? Is that company is there in the placements or not? Instead of me going to that, if in Geetham website that site search is there, like there on the top right you see that, you know, search bar, if I can type that, if I get that information, how it would be, it would be very interesting, isn't it? So that I will not go through all the pages, I'll be searching, I lose my interest. So every website, for its effective performance, it is advised to have internal site search. Now the question is, how do you use this internal site search? Because I landed, like I'm searching for Geetham placements, I landed on placements. Okay, very good. My organic search directly I landed on Geetham placements. In that Geetham placements, I'm searching for one particular company like Amazon or Flipkart. Is it coming to take Geetham students? So instead of me searching through, if I go to internal site search and start typing Flipkart, it would be very good for me, isn't it? For the visitor, it is more effective, right? Now, from the company's point of view, that is website performance, how it will be, we will see that. Like placements, Flipkart I have given, directly you take me to placements page. Okay, placements Flipkart company. Now if I do not get that information immediately on my landing page, which is exclusively customized to me, that is based on my keyword Geetham placements Flipkart, if you do not provide me the data, then I will go to internal site search, again I will be typing Flipkart. This kind of behavior is not at all required. This internal site search usage should be there. It should tell you two things. One is, after doing my work, after completing my task, what is my task here? I want to know whether Flipkart is coming to take Geetham students. So I just searched on Geetham placements Flipkart page, isn't it? So if I'm okay with that details, I want to know the admissions, then I can go to internal site search bar and start typing admissions. That is a positive, very, very positive quality, that you are going to get a very good visitor. But think on the other side. I just landed on Geetham placements. I searched with I came to Geetham with an exclusive keyword, Geetham placements Flipkart. Okay, but I landed on Geetham placements page. In that page, Flipkart company is not visible. Imagine that what I am searching is not visible. Then I go to site search and I am typing Flipkart again. So what is it? It's a negative search. That is, the visitor could not find what he is searching for. That is why you are using it, isn't it? So internal site search usage and quality is one very important area which shows your website performance, isn't it? So like as I told you, if you are using too much of internal site search, a visitor is, it gives two. One is, he is interested to know about more other what do you call, the content on the website, very good, but he is searching for the same thing which he landed for and he could not find it, and that is what he is searching for. That means you have some problem with your URL, or your content is not correct. That is why he is still searching for the same. So this internal site search usage and quality is one very important stream which shows how your website is performing, right? This is also one of the thing we will take even for your SEO rankings, that we'll see in our next video. Okay, thank you.